That's right. Today on Futchie's Horror Movies and More, for the 31 Days of Myers, as it continues through October, today I'm going to be doing my top 10, that's right, top 10 Halloween kills. Let's slash our way into it. What's going on as we continue in this 31 Days of Myers on my channel? Today I am going to be talking about my top 10 list of kills from the Halloween franchise. There's a long list. There's a lot of kills in this franchise. Yeah, I do have my top 10 list, but I'm going to throw in two honorable mentions here. One actually is not killed by Myers at all. I am talking about in Halloween 2 from 1981, talking about Bennett Tramer. When he's walking across the street in that Michael Myers costume holding a bag of candy, gets smashed by that cop car into that van, and it explodes, and he's just standing there burning alive. I know Michael didn't kill him, but that death was pretty awesome. It was unexpected, and it just, like the cop said, I didn't see him, he came out of nowhere. Guess you didn't see a kid walking in the middle of the street with a trick-or-treat bag, but smashed up against that van and explodes. It's awesome stuff. Another honorable mention for me is Kelly Meeker, when she gets slammed in the stomach with the shotgun through the door. As far-fetched as that sounds, I don't know if the shotgun would have been able to go through her body into the door, but it was still one hell of a kill. I didn't have it on my top 10, but like I said, I wanted to give it an honorable mention because it was pretty damn good. So, we're going to go ahead and get into this shit right now. Starting off with number 10, from Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers, when Michael finally kills Jamie Lloyd. That's a scene that's built by the atmosphere. We got the lightning, we got the dark ass barn, Michael lurking in the shadows before he does his business. That's a creepy ass scene, and Myers is super creepy in that part of the movie. When he slams her on that farm equipment and she's still talking to him, you can't have the baby, Michael. You can't have the baby. Michael looks like he's gonna come down and maybe help her out. Pushes her farther down on that farm equipment, the spikes coming through her chest. That's a pretty intense scene right there to start this movie off with right off the bat. And then, to make things worse, after she pissed him off, he goes over there and pulls that lever. As that farm equipment starts to spin and churn her insides, making them come on the outside of her body. Blood's going everywhere. Her freaking scream is intense. That's one brutal ass kill. And that is, like I said, at the beginning of this movie. So this movie has long ways to go in the term of kills. So that's my number 10. Number 9. Probably one of the most popular kills. A lot of people have this one as number 1. I got from Halloween 2, 1981, Karen's death in the hot tub. The build up to that scene is great as well. He kills Bud in the background through that glass that you can see their outlines, but you can't fully see them. Walks in, just places his arm right on Karen's shoulder, and she starts rubbing it. And what's gross is she starts sucking his bloody fingers and doesn't notice anything different. And the fact he has a long sleeve shirt on now. I guess that's just women in the 80s. But then when she turns around and see his face in that light, he looks menacing, and then he don't even care about his own well-being. Keeps dunking her head in that 140 degree plus water until all the skin starts to peel off her face. and then he just drops her to the ground, and they show her face again, and it's all peeled away and shit. That's good effects, good practical effects for 1981, that's for sure. And I do like this kill a lot. Like I said, a lot of people have it higher, but it just didn't hit all the way for me. So that's why I have it at number 9. Moving on to number 8 from one of my favorites in the franchise, Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. I have the death of Earl. Once again, another great kill from another great build-up. The only question was, how did he hang on to that truck so long so the cop wouldn't see him and nobody would see him flying down a highway? That's when you got to throw logic to the wind and just go with it. When he hops up and starts slashing, looking like an action star, killing those people on the truck, inconveniently, nobody hears it inside the cab, and nobody sees it from the other truck that was with them. Once again, making no sense. But then Earl thinks everything's okay, and you just see Michael's hand come right through the side window, tear his neck apart. Once again, great practical effects. No CGI. It looks like it really happened. It looks real. And that was another gruesome death. As you can tell by my list so far, my deaths that I have are pretty gruesome deaths. I'm not a simple kind of guy. But I thought that was an amazing kill and an amazing movie. So, number 8. Now on to number 7. I didn't think I'd have anything from this movie because I'm not a huge fan of this movie. But Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 from 2009. Octavia Spencer's character, her death, talk about intensity. Walks another scene that has another kill that has a build-up. As Laurie's limping around the hospital in her dream. Turns the corner, sees Octavia Spencer's character with blood coming out of her face, cut on her face. Just looks down, starts screaming. Turn the corner. Here comes Big Michael. I'm talking real Big Michael because that was Tyler Mane. Once she falls to the ground, vicious, repetitive stabs. Stabbed her 10 times in the back, each time more powerful than the last. As he's grunting while he does it. Freaking, you can see the blood oozing out. She's like twitching on the ground. You'll notice that a theme through this so far, intensity. I love intense kills. And this one was at the beginning of the movie as well. These movies know how to start off with a bang. And Octavia Spencer's death was a lot of bang. 10 of them to be exact in her back. So that's why I got that at number 7. Number 6. A kill from a personal favorite of mine in the franchise. Halloween 2018. The death of Dr. Sartain. Another build up to this as well, except it was a build up that we didn't really want. When Dr. Sartain kills or stabs Deputy Hawkins and puts the Michael Myers mask on, which is a sin. Nobody should put the mask on unless they have their own mask. Like in Halloween 5 and in the remake of Halloween. Dr. Sartain drags Michael's lifeless corpse to the Jeep, which is impossible for that older guy. Michael wakes up when he hears the name Judith. You hear him breathing again. Starts kicking the back of that Jeep, knocking the freaking screen out. Drags Dr. Sartain's ass to the ground. Then they got the red light shining on Michael's face as he's looking down. Dr. Sartain says, "Say something." Piss Michael off. Furious boot stomp to the face. The top of his head explodes. Brain and blood comes flying out. Another gruesome kill.
Say something.
By a super intense Michael. Michael in this movie he's pretty damn amazing. I ain't gonna lie. That'll be coming next to one of my countdowns. The top 10, maybe not top 10, but the top Michael Myers performances in these movies. It'll be coming soon. Just you wait. So that's why I have that at number 6. At number 5, another one from Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers. I have Nurse Mary in the beginning of the movie when she was helping Jamie Lloyd escape with her baby. Go! Get out now! And then she just turns around in a dark-ass hallway that for some reason is lined with spikes on the wall, which makes no sense. But you're in a creepy-ass sanitarium, so maybe, I don't know, some kind of architecture they wanted to use. She's looking one way down the hallway, turns around, looks the other way. Michael's standing right there. George P. Wilbur, looking massive. Chokes her freaking ass and slams her head on the spike and just stands back. Slight head tilt, admiring his creative genes. That was a creepy lead up with him walking out of the shadows, reminiscent of the old school Halloween. Oh man, slammed her head on that spike. Awesome kill. Intense again and brutal. So that's why I have the nurse kill at number 5. Number 4 for me. I know a lot of people have this one higher. From the original 1978, Bob's death. First off, there's not many kills in the original Halloween, and the ones that are in there are not. We got a choke and a slash, we got another choke, and then we got Bob's. You know what I mean? And the mechanic, but we don't ever see that one. So there really wasn't much to choose from in the original Halloween. It's a great movie, but the kills were lacking because they weren't built on blood and gore in the original Halloween. But Bob's death, the lead up to it as well, looking for some beer in the kitchen, you know, looking through the cupboards, hears a noise, thinks there's somebody hiding down there, goes to open the door, out comes little Michael Myers, which in this movie obviously he is probably the smallest he's been. Chokes Bob up against that cabinet, lifts his ass off the ground because that's how strong he is, pulls that knife back, right through the chest, stuck to the wall, and steps back, and for the first time does the iconic head tilt. And like I said, that's so far the only kill on this list. It's not gruesome or intense. That is why I have that at number 4. Number 3 on my list, another one from Halloween 2, 1981. Janet getting stabbed in the temple with the syringe. Another build-up. That's the theme with these kills. I always have a build-up. She's going in to find Dr. Mixter in the dark-ass office he has. The chair spins around. You see the syringe sticking out of his eyeball. And she slowly backs up right behind her shoulder. Kind of reminiscent of Halloween 1. Michael's face emerges from the darkness, covers her mouth, pulls it back, and sticks that needle right in her temple. That shit looks like it really went in her head. And as he pushes the air in after he's done, pulls the needle out, she drops like a bag of rocks. I couldn't even imagine what that would feel like, getting that, pumping that air into your, pretty much into her brain, pretty much. And from 1981, that's a pretty scary ass kill, and that's one of my favorites because, like I said, just imagine if that really did happen to you. I mean, all these kills would hurt, but oh, you feel that needle going in the side of your head. That's not a good way to go. But the atmosphere in that scene, we got the fish tank bubbling over there. There's no lights whatsoever except for one like tiny like nightlight thing. And his face just shows up, creepy as hell, and does his business and keeps on going. So that's why I got that one at number 3 on my list. Number 2, another one from Halloween 4. The death of Brady. The mangling of his face and his neck getting snapped. I know, I'm being repetitive. The build up again, people. Michael is They see him. They're running up to the landing. Brady got the gun trying to load it. He can't get it loaded. He freaking hits Michael with it. Michael takes that shit. Boom! Slams up against the wall with it. Drops that gun over the balcony. So Brady says, come on. Come on, bitch. He tries to fight Michael, which is never a good idea. At all. Gets a shot in or two. Michael says bullshit. Crushes his freaking hands. Then he grabs him. Pushing it on his face and shit. Choking the shit out of him. And then, for some reason, Brady spits the blood out of his mouth because he had to do that before he died. He spit on Michael. He says, I spit on you. I spit on you. And Michael says, you know what, asshole? We'll finish this right now. Continues to strangle his throat and stretch his head up until you hear crushes that shit. Hats off to you, my Brady, for the attempt to fight for your lady who you just cheated on. But Michael wasn't having that shit, and he killed you. And that's the end of Brady. And that is another gruesome kill from Halloween 4. So, lots of kills in the franchise, everybody. Drum roll. My number one kill so far on this watch of these movies in the Halloween franchise comes from Halloween: The Curse of Michael Myers. Anybody guess what it is? It is John Strode's death from the theatrical cut of the movie. Goes down to that basement to investigate. The washer making a weird noise. Doesn't know what's going on. Pulls out the bloody sheets from earlier in the movie. In the background, kind of blurred out, you see Michael standing there. Oh man. Turns around, sees Michael. Michael sticks that metal, I believe it's a metal post, in his stomach. Carries him over to the fuse box. Sticks that shit right in. And that's when the fun starts. As he's freaking getting electrocuted and shaken. Oh my gosh. Blood and foams coming out of his mouth all over the place. Michael's just sitting back admiring his work. And then the build-up comes. It keeps building, keeps building. What's gonna happen? Boom! Head fucking explodes. Everywhere. Blood, brain, teeth, bones, everywhere. Why in the producer's cut they would have made that death less brutal, I have no idea. But the theatrical version of that death was amazing. His freaking head exploded. I don't know what else you want in the death. I mean, most people say because Michael didn't stab him or blah 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 to kill him for sure. No, it was awesome. The post through the stomach into the fuse box. Head explosion. My mind blown. I didn't like the movie that much, but the kills were there. They were brutal and intense, and I loved them. So guys, at this moment in time, that wraps up what I think, it's just my opinion, are my favorite kills in the Halloween franchise so far. With Halloween Kills That Ends coming out, I'm sure this list is going to change. And when those movies finally do come out, I'm sure I will re-rank my top 10 kill list. But for now, that's the list that I would go with. Let me know some of your kills in the comments below. I want to know if you thought any of mine deserved to be taken off the list. If some of them should have been moved up higher. You guys let me know. And I'm going to keep this going for 31 Days of Myers on Futchie's Horror Movies and More. I hope you guys will join me for this fun ride for my first October on YouTube. Definitely like and share this video. And if you haven't already subscribed, you might as well. You're going to get all this mediocre content You ain't gonna get it nowhere else. So, don't get killed today by Michael and have a scary day.